talked about one of the initiatives the school board is currently doing. So that's all on the table of things that need to be changed, involving funding, involving vision, involving accountability. So let's talk now, I'm pretty good about time there, so let's talk now for 2 minutes each about how the government structure is going to make those changes happen, and if you can fold in, how can MPS best position itself to receive federal funds? Because there's been a lot of discussion of that question, and we've getting a lot of our note cards questions which are asking, hey, is this whole thing because of the federal money? So let's talk about the federal money and how that's going to affect accomplishing the goals that all four of you have. Representative Richard.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me 2 minutes to answer a 30-minute question.
3 minutes. You said 2 because you know we're going to take 4.
The first thing I guess I would say is that my vision of how a good governance structure would look would be to strengthen everything that we just heard that MPS is currently doing. For the first time since I've been around, I have not seen the type of leadership that I've seen with Dr. Bonds and some of the really innovative, new, creative things this board is doing. We're seeing votes from this board that are unanimous. How long has it been since that's happened? So how do we strengthen that process? Well, one thing we do is we give the board more power. First of all, one of the bills that I'm supporting is to change the date of school board elections so that more people are involved in having a say in what this board looks like. Another thing, while some mayoral governance structures have not hurt horribly some districts, I don't think that there's been a whole lot of evidence that they've helped. And I just don't think that we're on the wrong track. If we are going to be serious about reform, we have to sit down and talk about reform. I can talk about all the visions in the world. I want the achievement gap to go down. I want my students to do better. I'd like the poverty rate to go down. I'd like for us to have more. I can talk about all those things too. I'd like to win the lottery. But that does not mean that unless I have a plan to make that happen, we can sit here all day and all we can talk about what we'd like to see. Where's the plan? And I don't see that in the current proposal in front of us. The plan is just to take our schools. And that's not enough. The last thing is that the mayoral takeover cannot, my concern is that I always say that what we're doing now is that we're pitting pupils, potholes, and police. Okay, so now we have to all fight for scraps of money that really we should not have to do when it comes to educating our children. That's unacceptable. I don't want to have to choose between fixing the pothole and whether or not my kid gets a good education. The last thing is we've seen the history has shown that mayoral takeovers overwhelmingly benefit affluent white communities. And they also do not fare well for poor and lower class communities of color. Because what tends to happen is that the person in charge panders to the highest voting districts. And those don't tend to be the lower voting districts. So I'm laying out my reasons for why I think that this is a very, very bad idea for Milwaukee. I think it is sad that we're putting our community through this at a time when we have a majority that we have not seen forever. We're creating this very divisive community now because of this. And I think it's unacceptable. What we need to do is get our parents involved. We have to strengthen our school board. We have to give them the power to change the date of elections. And we have to follow things that we know work.